Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the latest episode of the Big Six Breakdown. Just me today, I guess. Looks like you're stuck with Adnan, your host at the Between the Lines podcast. I tried to get Ryan. Ryan said it's going to be a rush coming back from work. Has said it's difficult on weekdays. Tunjay, Dom, I can't remember what they said. I think they said they're going to let me know, but I didn't hear back from them. Cher said he doesn't want to be on camera anymore. So it looks like you're stuck with me in the Big Six Breakdown today. So bear with me. I'm going to get to the United section because I know that's what you're looking forward to most. Make sure you get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the Big Six teams. I know there's been some debate over whether Spurs should be even in the Big Six teams anymore. Should we chuck Villa in there? Should we chuck Newcastle in there? Should we potentially chuck Brighton in there? I don't know. We'll save that debate for another time. Let's take it into the Big Six teams. I'm going to get the boring teams out of the way first. Therefore, there's no other place to start than Arsenal, of course. Lost the title, perennial title bottlers, perennial title losers, title challengers, whatever they want to call themselves, probably in the top four race this season. But look, they won the game 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. I saw a bit of the first half. I didn't see the second half, to be honest, so I didn't see the second goal or the third goal, I think. I saw Saka's goal. I wasn't sure about the defending. It was a good goal, don't get me wrong. But how have you let Saka come across that far across into your net, into your box, and take a shot on his left foot when you know that's what he wants to do? And the keeping was a bit questionable as well. You know Saka's going to aim for that far post, and it wasn't even that far into the corner, and you still let him do it. So anyway, I still think Saka is Arsenal's best player. I'm sure now Odegaard's back in the team, Arsenal fans will probably feel a bit more confident. Could have done with having their opinions next to me, but we don't have that today, so you're stuck with my opinion. But maybe some positive signs of Arsenal coming back to life. Forest have been in excellent form of late as well, so to beat them 3-0, and I think it was pretty comfortable in the end from what I heard. I'm sure they'd be a bit more relaxed now knowing that Odegaard's back in there and things can start clicking in the forward lines. Maybe they still might struggle for a striker, or in the end, if we're being realistic, maybe Arsenal fans might disagree. As you've seen on TikTok recently, a lot of abuse for the Arsenal fans. Has getting compared to Havertz by every single comment. Certain man even saying he's the Eastern European Havertz. But yeah, title charge realistically is probably over. They are now 8 points still behind Liverpool, but only 1 point behind City. So if you said that 12 games into the season that you'd only be 1 point behind City, I'm sure they would have taken it. But because of the circumstances and Liverpool being 8 points ahead, it doesn't look that great. But they're on the on the rise again. Arsenal get a few players back into their starting lineup, and they'll probably pull out a few results. If we're being realistic, they're going to finish in the top four. Their side is good enough to finish in the top four at least. And most likely they're going to finish third, despite some outrageous things I might have said about United finishing third in the last episode. Realistically, Arsenal are probably going to finish third. All right, next boring team out of the way. I don't know how they're still in the Big Six. Chelsea beat Leicester 2-1. To be honest, I didn't see the game at all. I didn't see the highlights. I saw Nicholas Jackson scored again. I believe that's his first goal since he scored against Liverpool. I've got him in my FPL team. He got me 12 points, so I was pretty happy with him. I heard Enzo Fernandez broke up with his wife or divorced his wife, left his kids behind, and suddenly he's getting assists and goals left, right and centre. So make of that what you will. I don't have anything else to say on that. But yeah, apparently he's finally showcasing the talent that he came with after the back of his World Cup 2022 in Qatar, where he got Young Player of the Tournament, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently he's starting to perform better in a Chelsea shirt. Still a big waste of money if we're being realistic. And Chelsea are doing really well though, to be honest. I'm sure a lot of the top teams didn't really expect them to be this high up in the league this early on, but they're really breaking teams down, to be honest, and creating a lot of chances. Sancho is still on the bench, I believe, and doing what he did at United, and he's just crap, to be honest. And I'm sure Chelsea fans will realise that soon enough. His attitude is poor, his ability is poor, determination is poor. But anyway, who cares about that waste, man? So Chelsea, only 1 point behind City as well, joint with Arsenal, and they're ahead of Arsenal on goal difference, I believe. Actually, they're both on 9 points. maybe head-to-head results or something, or goals conceded, they might be above Arsenal. But they are also 8 points behind Arsenal. Are Chelsea in a potential title race? Let me know. Personally, I think it's too early, but based on their form, you might think that it's possible, because it could be anyone's season this season for a title charge, as long as Liverpool fall off, which we might as well take it on to Liverpool now. They're the next boring team that we want to get into. Liverpool, they beat Southampton 3-2. I saw bits of the second half, so I can't really speak about the whole game. I was shocked to see them 2-1 down. Was it 2-0 as well, by the way? Or was it 2-1? Oh, it was 2-1. Liverpool scored first. I saw Salah's second goal. I saw the third goal. Some of the defensive mistakes from Southampton was abysmal. Were abysmal. I think I said was abysmal. Were abysmal. Especially the keeper, man. When your team's 2-1 up and the ball's coming over, long, flat, straight ball from Gravenberch to Salah as well. So you can see the distance of the ball the whole way. I know there's some windy conditions down there as well. But come on, man. As an experienced keeper like that, is it Alex McCarthy or something? Alex McCarthy? You've got to do better than that, man. As a keeper, senior keeper, your team's fighting for their lives, and you let Salah score one of the easiest goals he's going to get. It wasn't even a shot from Salah. It was a touchdown, and he's gone ahead of him and rode into the back of the net. Shocking keeping from Southampton. Why didn't Ramsdale play, by the way? Because I thought he's their Southampton keeper. Did he get dropped, or is he injured? I don't know. So, yeah, Liverpool, 8 points top of the league. Honestly, what can we even say, man? The comeback was very good against a very poor side, if we're being honest. But they're rolling through. I think they've only lost one game all season against Forest. I don't even know what much to say about Liverpool. Are they going to fall off? We'd like to think so. I'd like to think that other teams, once they start learning how Arne Slot plays, how the Liverpool side is playing, that the Premier League is so competitive, and at the highest level, other coaches are good enough to suss out where they can attack Liverpool and where their weaknesses are. I think yesterday they didn't have Trent Alexander-Arnold, if I'm not mistaken. So other teams usually probably might try attacking down Trent's side, which used to be one way to attack them. But the form that Konate, Van Dijk, even Kelleher are in, they're looking pretty formidable right now. But there's still weaknesses in that Liverpool team. Conor Bradley is obviously not Trent, but maybe a bit more solid defensively potentially, but not attacking-wise. Robertson is kind of falling off, if we're being honest. He's not the same Robertson from a couple years ago. Doesn't have the same legs or the same stamina. Loses his headers bit in his tackles. But Gravenberch is doing well. Jones is coming to his own. Salah is Salah. Szoboszlai, I haven't really seen much of him this season, but some of you guys might tell me he's been doing well. I can't say for sure. Diaz has been unreal from what I've seen. Nunes is Nunes. Bit of hit and miss. You're going to get a 9 out of 10 touch from him one moment, and then a 3 out of 10 sit and miss the next moment. But yeah, that's what I don't think their squad is a title-winning squad, if I'm being honest. I know a lot of people have praised Klopp for leaving behind a good squad, and it is a good squad, don't get me wrong. But is it a title-winning squad? I'm not sure. But then again, when you got Alisson, I know he's been injured, but you got Van Dijk, you got Trent, you got Mohamed Salah in there. You've got 3-4 world-class players in there, to be honest. And if City are off form as they are now, you could probably say maybe it is a title-winning squad, and it's not a season like the last few seasons where City have absolutely run away with it, or almost run away with it. Shout out Arsenal. But yeah, maybe it is Liverpool's time. I personally, as a United fan that I am, maybe I'm a bit biased and delusional, I still think Liverpool will fall off. This, maybe it's unfair to say new manager bounce, but this run of form isn't sustainable for any team. Even City didn't keep up this form where they only lost one game and they won like 90% of their games. So the fall off is inevitable. Maybe an injury to Van Dijk or a Salah, for example, or maybe contract issues with Salah or Trent brings some kind of animosity in the dressing room, which leads to small changes and then maybe a dip in form, which can easily happen. So I wouldn't get carried away if I was a Liverpool fan yet, but it looks very good for you, let's be honest. 8 points clear, almost in December. An unbelievable run of form so far and an unbelievable start to the Premier League season for Liverpool, as much as it pains me to say that. All right, let's take it into the biggest game of the weekend. Manchester City lost 4-0 at home to Tottenham Hotspur. I watched that game. I was around Shear's house when I watched it. Honestly, couldn't believe it. Shout out James Maddison. A very mature performance. The second, even the first goal, to be honest, great ball from Kulusevski, and it started off from a great counter-attack from the back as well. That's one thing that Tottenham can do. And all right, before I get to that, so the Maddison goal for the first goal, I heard Jamie Redknapp say he shinned it. Doesn't matter, bro. He's got into the right position. It's a great run from midfield, and that's a top finish. It looks easy, but it's still a very difficult finish, no matter whether it came off the shin or not. To control that and guide that into the goal is an excellent finish, and it's a great ball from Kulusevski, who's also having a top season. Guys that know me will know that I've rated Kulusevski for a few years. I think he stagnated a bit maybe last season or the season before that, but he's showing signs of that quality he has in him. He's a strong player, big, bulky, top-heavy player, excellent on the ball, great feet as well, great control, great technique. So I think he's got a big future ahead of him still, even though he must be like 24, maybe 25 now, Kulusevski. But Maddison, shout out Maddison for the second goal as well. Surprised Son passed it in that moment, maybe bottled the shot, but it's still a very good assist. Perfect weight of pass to Maddison, and the touch to take it in his stride, and the left foot chip over the keeper, all in one or two movements. Sublime, to be honest. That's a top quality finish. Take it from someone that knows about top quality finishes. City, I like Solanke as well, by the way. He might not have had a direct goal for it, but he does enough for the team to support them and get the team at the top, and hold the ball up, puts in a shift, does the pressing. Maybe Spurs should look to find him in better spaces or positions. That's one thing I might criticise Spurs for, because I think even though he can bring all that to the rest of the team, he's still a very potent bagsman as well, can get you loads of goals. I think Solanke's like the perfect, this isn't disrespectful, but the perfect English Sunday League footballer, English Sunday League striker, where he can do everything up the pitch, can hold it up for your team as well, can put in a shift as well, can press as well, and he can finish. And he's transferred that onto the Premier League stage. An excellent striker, even though he didn't score. Brennan Johnson got another goal at the back post. Shout out Werner, outpacing Kyle Walker. When I saw him line up against Walker, I thought he was actually going to turn back. And I think that's what Walker thought as well. And clearly, we were all, me and Walker were both wrong, because Werner went at him, and by the time Walker's tried to step into the gear, Werner's already practically gone too far ahead of him. And it's a great run and great cross from Werner, to be honest. Well done to Brennan Johnson for being alive at the back post and finishing off. All right, Spurs. That's the game. Spurs. Ange, if you're a Spurs fan right now, get in the comments. Are you loving this or not? I know it's really inconsistent. You've lost 5 games this season, but at the same time, you've beat United, you've beat City, smashed City 4-0 away from home. You've won quite a few of your games. Spurs are now 3 points behind the top 4, and that's Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton all join in top 3 in 3rd position, basically. Are they capable of pushing for 2nd? Or is it just too inconsistent? Because I know they lose. Ange's got a problem. It's just who we are, mate. They play one style of football, and you either respect him for that or you don't. You respect him for it because he's a principled man, and their style of play is good. They play good football. They're entertaining. They win games. They score goals. But when it doesn't work, they lose to teams like Ipswich or Crystal Palace. And teams that maybe sit back and low block them probably get an opportunity on the counter and ended up beating them. But if it's a team like Man City that open up towards them, they get chances and they create chances. Think about it. Would you rather see Spurs beat City 4-0 or would you and play the way they're playing? Or would you rather see, let's say, Wolves or a Palace, or Everton, for example, go against City and they might sit back for 90 minutes. They might nick a 1-0 goal or 2-1 goal and get the game. I'd rather see Spurs smash them up 4-0 and go toe-to-toe against these sides. It shows that depending on your philosophy and your system, you might not have the best players in the league, but you can still go against the best players in the league and beat them and smash them. On your day, it's possible. If your desire, your ability and your determination to beat these teams and your system works, it can happen. City, on the other hand, so yeah, let me know, Spurs fans. Do you want Ange in or Ange out? Because I know Shear and Shahan, I've heard them say numerous times, they don't want Ange in anymore. But what more are you expecting, really? Because maybe this is the best it's going to get for now. while Pep and Man City are in. Maybe, I don't know. Because you could argue Spurs should be in Liverpool's position. Why not? Maybe they lack I was going to say they lack the world-class players, but Romero, Son, them two are probably up there. Maybe Romero, yeah, I'd say they're up there. Van der Ven's potentially going to be up there soon. Maybe not the same level as Van Dijk or Alisson, but there's a few big players in that Spurs team, and maybe they're one or two signings away from potentially fighting for second or something, or a bit higher than just aiming for top 4 every season. But yeah, then the Spurs fans might argue Daniel Levy's not going to allow that to happen. But that's another conversation for another day. Man City, how good does it feel to see Pep losing 5 games in a row for the first time in his career, in his management career, I believe. And even United, in their worst times, in our banter era, we have not lost 5 games in a row. To see City do it is glorious. I thought they were going to put in a strong performance against Spurs, to be honest, because I know they've got not a great record against Spurs, especially on Guardiola, but I thought they've lost 4 games in a row. Pep's going to go absolutely mad at them. They're going to turn up. They're going to put in a performance, but they didn't. And they didn't do. You know what? The first 10 minutes, though, looked very scary for Spurs, if I'm being honest. I thought City were all over them. Haaland had 2 big chances. I'm not sure what his record is like against Spurs, but Shea was telling me it's not great. And he should have scored 2 goals in those first 10 minutes, I believe. Especially the one where... The first one, he had a bit of a bad touch on his right foot and then it slowed him down. He couldn't get the shot away properly or quickly enough. But the second one, first time, good play from Savino, whatever he wants to call himself this week. And Haaland has gone near post and low and hard. I get it. But Vicario is in an excellent position. He's read where the ball might go and he's got into a great position to save the shot. But an on-form Haaland and the clinical Haaland that we know, he spots where the keeper is. He knows where the keeper is before he shoots. And in this moment, he just maybe, low on confidence, despite scoring 11 goals in the season already. If Haaland doesn't score a hat-trick every week, it's probably low on confidence for him, innit? That's how good he is, isn't it? But yeah, Foden was okay. I actually really like Savino. I've seen people take the piss out of him on Twitter and say he's not good enough because he hasn't scored enough goals. But every time I've seen him, he's been a really direct threat. I've not really seen him lose the ball that much either. And yesterday was the first time I saw him play on the left-hand side, actually, and I was actually really impressed. I know there's similarities to Mahrez, but yeah, I think he's going to be a very good player. Once he gets his first goal and gets into that goal-scoring habit, I think Savio will be very good. Bernardo Silva, I thought, was pretty poor. Gundogan couldn't really control the midfield. So yeah, worrying signs for City, if you're a City fan, if there are the 1 or 2 of you that are out there, the City fans. But for the rest of the Premier League, we're loving it. I hope you keep falling. Would I rather City or Liverpool win the league? I'd probably rather City win the league right now, to be honest. But it is what it is. It feels good to see City losing, especially the Pep and City machine. 115 charges, apparently 131 charges now. Let's take it into the main game of the weekend. Manchester United drew to Ipswich. Ruben Amorim's first game. I cannot believe we drew. And it's just a symbolism of these players and what they do to this club. So many times they let the club down, because how can we not win in Ruben Amorim's first game? With all the aura he came in with in this last 2 weeks, the press conferences, the way he's been talking, the way he's dealt with the media, the way he was talking to the Sky Sports before the game, the way he was on the sideline. Then we scored 2 minutes in. Marcus Rashford, after unbelievable play from Amad Diallo, playing in the right wing-back slot. And it's a good movement from Rashford to get there in the first place. Good composure to score it off. Does the celebration. I thought we were back. You don't want to know what I was saying in Shea's living room when we scored that, when we went 1-0 up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. I was saying the maddest things. And it's a good thing we're on camera, and I'm not going to repeat them. Because let's just say title might have been in my speech at that time. But yeah, look, the rest of the game was classic United of late, to be honest. And you can't expect a lot from Amorim. He's only had, 3 training sessions with the full squad or something like that. I think he only had 1 training session with Ugarte, for example. So you can't expect too much from in terms of Amorim to come in and change things. But the rest of the United team, just so flat. And you know what? forget technical ability. I've said this on numerous occasions, whether it's on camera or off camera. The weight of the badge is onto these players, one. And two, where's the fight? Why is it every team we play, we're not winning duels? The first duel and the second duel. The first ball and the second ball. Why are we not winning it? It's common sense, basics in Sunday League football. If you're not going to win the first ball, you're not going to win the first header, make sure one of your teammates wins that second ball. Get the ball back. And even if you don't get it back, lump it up top. Why is it I'm seeing Ipswich players are either winning the first header, then they're winning the second header, then they're winning the third header as well? That's not good enough. Where's the desire and the fight in this team? It's really frustrating because I get it technically and on paper we have a really good, a good squad if we're being honest. It should be comfortably top 6 with basic tactical information passed down to them. This squad on paper should be top 6. I know a lot of people say that we've got a really bad squad. I don't think so. Let's look at the starting lineup. Onana, decent keeper, got man of the match in Champions League final a couple of years ago. Mazraoui, quality player. Delit had high hopes for his future, played at some of the biggest clubs in the world. Evans, okay, he shouldn't be here, but he's done a very good job. Diallo, top player. Casemiro, enough said. Eriksen, very experienced player. Diego Dallo, decent. Bruno Fernandes, quality. Garnacho, very up-and-coming young winger, like, he's a good player with prospects. Rashford, okay, he's not great, but he's got a lot of experience. On paper, this team should be comfortably top 6. But they can't handle the weight of the badge. They don't fight for the badge. They don't put in enough determination to help the team win the game. It's like an individual battle all over the pitch rather than fighting for their team and for the fans and for the manager. You're going to get another manager sacked at this rate. Individually, I don't think we were that bad. Diego Dallo, probably not one of his best games, playing at left wing back. I don't want to be too harsh on the kid. He's played a lot of games, but I think he needs a rest, to be honest. We need Luke Shaw to come back ASAP. Diallo, I thought was excellent again, but preferably I prefer him higher up the pitch. Right wing back, yes, he's got the work rate. The reason why he got picked at right wing back is because Amram clearly knows he's the one that's going to fight for the team, just like he did. You didn't see him shy away from his defensive responsibilities. You think Ahmad wants to play right wing back? No, but he puts in a shift for the team because he knows what it takes to play for Manchester United. Even got an assist as well. And he's the only one with actual technical abilities. But one thing I think Amram needs to learn ASAP, and I get it for his first game, maybe he didn't have the options. He tried to play whoever he's had training with the most. But Ahmad should be higher up because he's one of our better attacking players. He's smart on the ball. He's got good decision making. He's a very technically gifted footballer. He started scoring goals recently at the end of Ten Hag's reign and then Van Nistelrooy's reign. So I don't want to take that away from him. Keep him forward up the pitch. Get him on the ball because he's the one with quality and good game management and good decision making. Casemiro and Eriksen, don't think it worked. To be honest, I thought Ugarte was going to play because we need his legs in the midfield. But I think Amram said he only had one training session with him, so that's why he didn't. But I think Amram will soon learn Ugarte has to be there, not for his technical ability or how he's going to progress us up the pitch, just for the fact that he can get himself about the pitch because he's got the legs and he's a destroyer, he's a fighter. And we honestly need that. A lot of people question like the technical ability of our side, but the physical ability of this side isn't good enough. And I think Amram's even said that before this game. He said that he needs to improve our physicality and the amount of running we do. Because week in, week out, teams are running more than us. They're fighting more than us to win that ball back or win the game. Garnacho, I feel sorry for him, man, because I still think he's a really good player. I still think he will be a really good player. His mentality is elite. But his running power and his leg power, he kind of runs out of it. Tanzibi, shout out Tanzibi, but Axel Tanzibi, because I had high hopes for him at United as well, like I do with many players. And I thought he put in a very good shift against Garnacho. I'm glad that he's doing well down there at Ipswich. And hopefully he manages to stay injury-free as well and has a good, long, successful career. Shout out that night in Paris when he locked up Mbappe with Wan-Bissaka. But yeah, Garnacho, I just don't think he's got the running power or the leg power to constantly go at a fullback all game at the moment. That's why he is better off the bench. But when Marcus is playing on the left, he's playing poor. So that's why Garnacho has to play. So I feel sorry for him. I feel like the fans are getting onto him, but it's not really his fault. He's still learning his game as well. He's still young and he's being thrown into this shit United team that's not really helping him out. Bruno, I don't think it was an amazing performance, but I was actually semi-impressed with Bruno. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought he was quite controlling and a bit relaxed, kept the ball well, didn't do any silly passes, to the point where at some point I was thinking, wait, Bruno, we kind of need your creativity here. Try and force an issue here because we're not creating enough, especially in the second half. It got so boring. And he wasn't really. He's keeping it mature, which is what we've asked of him. Like, I feel like he might even be confused at what's being asked of him now, because he either gets criticised because he's losing the ball too much, or like today, I'm saying he's not doing enough. Even though he had a very mature performance, I think he could have tried to create a bit more. But then that's also not down to him. That means his forwards aren't moving enough. That means the midfielders aren't moving enough. Maybe the wing backs, they're not giving him a better option. Because usually when Bruno sees an option, he tries to go for it. And if he's not going for it, that means the option's probably not there. But I actually thought Bruno was one of our better players yesterday. Take it on to Marcus Rashford. Honestly, a nothing performance. I know he got the goal. I know he did the celebration. But what did he do outside of that? Didn't give any option to his teammates. Didn't make any good runs. Even when he got the ball, his pass seemed off. Wasn't on the same wavelength as the rest of his team. I don't think he should be starting. I'm surprised Højlund didn't start, but Amorim's first game. He's been training with Rashford, I guess, because Rashford wasn't on international duty. And Højlund isn't in the greatest of form either. But I think Højlund should be starting ahead of Rashford. But then Garnacho needs a rest as well and shouldn't be starting at the moment. But he's better than Rashford. I think it should be Garnacho on the left and Rashford on the right. Or if Amorim pays these 2 10s, then I'd rather play Garnacho over Rashford at the moment, to be honest. Which kills me to say because of the love I had for Rashford. But he's just not good enough at the moment. I don't know what it is. Confidence. It's confidence because he's got ability, confidence and sensible decision making he lacks and has always lacked. A lot of footballers are good technically, but they don't have the football brain to know when to make the right decision, to know when to make a pass, to know when to dribble with it, to know when to help your team out and come back. His fight, I know people say, I don't know, his fight isn't there. Which is weird to say because he should know better than most. He should know better than everyone there in that squad. He's come through the rankings. He's from Wivenshaw. He's from Manchester. But you're not showing it. Frustrating times. Fit and firing Rashford really pushes us up the league. He's probably got the most goals in our squad out of everyone in that squad. Probably, yeah. I think he does, to be honest. He scored the most goals in his career out of everyone else in that squad, I'm pretty sure. And it's just not enough. Xerxes, I thought was poor when he came on. How's he leaning back like that when he's taking a shot? There's no conviction in that at all. But I'm going to give him time. I'm still early on. Let's give him some time to get used to the league. Shaw came back. Didn't really do much. I think he slotted in at left centre-back. Mainu, I don't remember him coming on. Mount got praised by Amorim, said he loves Mount. Then he got given 5 minutes. Maybe it's a fitness thing, so I won't say too much on that. In terms of Amorim's formation, did I see anything new come about from it? There's something that I saw that I liked. There was a few times we played it out wide to the wing back, then we passed it into the middle into a Bruno and Eriksen, and it ended up creating a chance for a Garnacho or a Rashford, but they couldn't take advantage of it. But I saw a few patterns in there, even if that's not even Amorim's coaching directly, but just from the formation change, you can see there were gaps opening up on transition where we could take advantage of other teams if we actually had players that are on form. But because they're not on form, we couldn't take advantage of that. But that's good. I think that's a good thing. There are openings there that I saw just from the formation change that could bring about some kind of differences. Shout out Onana as well, by the way, because I'm someone that's not really... I've been a bit critical of him in the past. But look, the last few games, this season especially... He's really turned up and put in some top performances in terms of his saves. I'm still not quite convinced by him to be a number one Manchester United keeper that will win us the league because I don't feel that confident in him in and around the box. I know he gives off this calm persona, acts like he's in control of possession, but personally, I feel like it's a bit of a facade, to be honest. He looks a bit nervy to me, actually, when he's on the ball, even though he might give off a different impression. But some of the saves he made, unbelievable, especially the Liam Delap one, the first one, incredible. Even the one that Liam Delap flicked, and he did the spread out legs position to save it. Unbelievable keeping, honestly sensational. Shout out Liam Delap as well. I know he's ex-Man City, but he looks like a top young player. And that's like the fight that he has, that you see in him. You don't see that in United players. But why? With Manchester United, we should be fighting harder than them. But we didn't. Anyway, shout out Ipswich. Very competitive side. That's my thoughts on United. As an optimist and as a biased, delusional fan, I'm going to say United will still get top 4. I might calm down on the third for now, but I still think we can get top 4. We are 6 points behind top 4 now. I didn't realise it was that far, you know. We're 12th. At least we went from 13th to 12th. That's a positive. Anyway, let's give Amorim more time. Get used to the players. Start picking his first team 11 that he actually wants to pick once he's had them in training and taught them what he needs to know, what they need to know. And I hope we step it up ASAP. Anyway, this was a Big Six breakdown. Are United making the top 4? Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, etc. Hopefully I'll have the rest of the boys on the next episode. Let me know your thoughts on the Big Six breakdown. What do you expect for the top 6? What's your prediction for the top 6 currently right now for the end of the season? See you on the next one. Peace out. Between the lines.